Hey everyone, Adwin's here with another unit review. This week, they're rerunning probably one of the most popular ships in the game, bonding together to bring happiness to the holidays of all of Kamihama, Rika and Ren. I swear, look at this 5-star art. Everything about them makes them a couple, but they never fucking canonically acknowledge they're dating. Why does F4 have to be such cowards? Especially with how far they push Iroyachi. Ugh. Rant aside, the neck hug is absolutely legitimately heartwarming. They're a Dark Magia type with triple A and high attack for the archetype. Her connect is alright. Axe LMP plus 50% is pretty much the best you could get out of this effect, and it'll definitely help your ramp. Kinda wish it gave some flat MP too so it could be a literal MP gift. But who cares about flavor? As a Magia type, it must be their main attraction. It's one of those damage up versus advantageous element Magias, and its damage modifier is actually higher than other Magia of its kind, which is usually 335%. It'll definitely fuck up the light types. It also buffs your party's attack, which is great if you want to chain Magia together, and regen? Honestly, regen is only good if you stack them. By itself, it's usually too little too late. Oh, and it also removes debuffs. Not totally irrelevant, gotta get rid of those pesky blue squares, but it's not something you aim for either. So, the thing about attribute Magia is that their modifiers are usually lower than normal AoE Magia. However, as we move on to their SE, you'll see that their board is lousy with Magia damage up. 6 nodes, in fact, totaling an additional 35%. Without Magia level scaling or any attribute advantage, that's 380% versus the usual 360%. Not bad. They also get more Doppel boosts than other units, but their Magia is the type you want to fire off instead of Doppel to keep that buff uptime. Other notable nodes? There's not much because most of it is Magia up, but there's Chase and Evade, reminiscent of Ren. The active skill is a full cleanse on themselves and resistance up, which is okay. It could be used to cleanse an ailment that would negate your evade and prevent future ones, but at the same time there's plenty of anti-evade running around anyway. I wouldn't discount ailments because of it, but anti-evade passives are just plain non-interactive, which means they're hard to play around, but since ailments can be interacted with, it's always better to have them than to not. So, with Spirit Enhancement, Rika and Ren become a more potent Magia attacker, and definitely have a place in both Mirrors and PvE Magia teams. But their bulk is really low, and she has like no evade, so watch out. Happy holidays and good luck in Mirrors, everyone. I know it's a doozy, but just push through. Also, apparently Vampire Kanagi is one of the choice units this season. I analyzed her from a PvE perspective, but somehow I feel like I made an error in my judgment. Ugh, there's so many new units with Spirit Enhancement. I can't guarantee I'll get around to all of them, as I've already skipped many of them, but Shizuku just got her Doppel unlocked, so even though she's had her SE for a while, let's go over her. 2 stars don't really have well-defined roles, and Shizuku is just generic damage. Chase was put on her Connect as flavor since her personal magic allows her to teleport, basically instant transmission. Her Magia deals damage to 4 random targets, which is better with the recent buff, and at 5 stars she also buffs attack to herself. With those kinds of stats, it's definitely a weaker effect. Her Doppel adds 1 more target to the damage, as well as bigger numbers across the board like usual. Worth getting? Only because it's easy. But do you really use Shizuku anywhere? Her Spirit Enhancement doesn't really help define her role like other characters either. 2 tech adepts, Chase and Crit are nice, and probably makes her a damage support. Do some damage while charging up, and follow up with some incidental damage sometimes. Nice, but not great. If you want to support damage, it's better done by buffing your allies, and unlike Ozuru, she doesn't have the attack to make any significant contribution with her self buffs. In my opinion, don't bother with her enhancement. Her base 2-star stat line really holds her back, making her main identifying points really weak in comparison. Hopefully, one day, they'll give lower rarities impactful buffs. Spirit Enhancement is supposed to do that, but it doesn't always work out, and it's a real shame, because these lower rarity units have a lot of great characters and stories attached to them. Hinano, Monika, and Shizuku are my favorites among them. One can only hope. But until then, see you next time.